What's up, everybody? Coming at you with another vlog this week. Really appreciate all the feedback and support that I got from last week's vlog. This week, I stepped my production game up a little bit, working on some editing, even though it's super simple stuff on iMovie. Took some time to learn, so working on improving there. This process has just been really cool for me to analyze what I need to improve on and convey what I'm thinking to hopefully help you guys out with your own lifting. So with no further ado,
So we started out this week with a new movement, that being box squats, which, although my form isn't great on, I feel pretty happy with. So basically what I did was, did a little warm up and then got into some heavier weight, and the goal was to work up to a heavy set of 3. So some things I need to work on here. This is an 18-inch box, which I'd say was kind of appropriate height-wise, but I need to sit back on it more. You can see that one thing I do is pop right up immediately. I think it's okay to take a little bit more time on the box to sort of load the posterior chain, those hamstrings, glutes, hips, a little bit more. With that being said, sitting back, you want your shin angle to be almost perpendicular with the ground, whereas mine is definitely not. It's probably like a 60 to 70 degree angle. So this top set of 285 for 3, form definitely suffered here, which is to be expected, you know, when you're working with super heavy weight. Let's see, I came forward, which was my biggest error on these. So I think if you're doing box squats in your own program, really focus on sitting back and doing the movement as designed with a weight that is appropriate and will get the best training stimulus for you out of it. Yep, came forward there, but you know, it's all right. We'll live with it. Next, moved on to bench. I only got one recording of bench this week, which was the Spoto press. I'm not actually doing any regular pressing for a while. So once again, Spoto press, you pause it an inch above your chest. Really have to focus on exploding up, because you lose that stretch reflex. I worked with 235 for 5 sets of 3 this week, and I think it moved spectacularly. Not spectacularly, but pretty good. Quick ab shot for you. Some of these aren't the cleanest edits, guys, but you got to bear with me. Next was block pulls. Block pulls are tough for me because it takes the quads out of the movement and really forces you to load that posterior chain. That felt heavier than it looked. Worked up to 405 for a heavy single, which you can see there. Sorry for the terrible editing. I got it up, though. Hey. Next movement was floor press. Worked up to a heavy set of 5 this week. Misloaded the bar here. I thought I was working with 205, but I put on 215, which wasn't intentional. It felt a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. So 215 for 5 moved a little slower than I've liked just because I wasn't expecting that load. But I went on, got a spotter, and hit 220. Yeah, just 220, not 225 for 5. 225 just seems so much more natural off the tongue. But I hit 220 for 5, and it moved spectacularly. What I'm doing here, you can't really see it in this shot, is legs are straight up, really engaging the core, and focus on pressing with the pecs and triceps. It's one of my favorite bench accessory movements. I've made an Instagram post about it. Check it out. Moving on to front squats, I got a ton of footage of front squats. This first clip is from a couple weeks back when I was doing 225 for 3. If you check out my right foot, you'll see a lot of instability as I'm kind of shaking it around in between reps. And that is not what you want to do. In reality, you want to root your foot into the ground like you have talons on your feet. I think of them being the big toe, pinky toe, and heel. This week, however, I did a lot better job of rooting my feet. I was super happy about that. However, in this first set from the behind angle, hope you like that, you'll see my knees cave in, which is called knee valgus, another thing you want to avoid. And you do that by spreading the floor apart with your feet. I really worked on applying that throughout the rest of my working sets with front squats. And I'll tell you what, the weight moved so much better because I was recruiting my glute medius, some of the hip adductor muscles, and just the glute maximus as well, recruiting those muscles better by spreading the floor. So when you're squatting, no matter what type of squat variation it is, spread the floor apart, and I promise you it's going to carry over well. With this, you can kind of see in that back mirror position that my foot
my foot stability was much better. So I was overall very happy with the improvements that I made from week to week. Like like I said, I got a whole bunch of different angles because my guy Joe was helping me record. Shout out to Joe. He's a beast. Older guy, still reps the heavy squats and bench. He's deadlifting 315 for like 5. But he's always there to give me some feedback, which is good as well. Also really focusing on keeping an upright spinal or T-spine position with front squats, because if you cave over, not only will you lose your front rack position like I kind of did right there, but you could also be putting some unnecessary pressure on your lower back. This last set I was particularly happy with because getting toward the end, you fatigue, your form breaks down a little bit. I think I was able to keep pretty good form throughout all of these sets. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in.